What's up, guys? John Luke here. I was sitting here on the side of the bed and I had a spark of inspiration, and I thought it might be a good idea to tell you some of the funnier stories that's happened in my life. So I hope you all enjoy. These are some of the more embarrassing moments that has came across my family and me. So yeah, we're going to tell some of those. Alright, story number one. My dad, myself, and my little brother, we were all out squirrel hunting one day on a very chilly morning. And we hadn't had success yet, and me and my little brother, we were getting used to the woods, and we're carrying around a couple of single shots. I think my little brother had a 410 and I had a 16 gauge, and dad was carrying a 12. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But so we're all just three guys out in the woods, doing men things, right? So go figure, right? The time you don't have the gun in your hand is the moment you would see something. So after about 2.5 to 3 hours of avidly hunting that morning, me and my dad and my little brother, we decided to take a little break. So Dad put his gun propped up against a tree, and he decided he was going to go pee on the side of this tree. Okay. So at this point, Dad has his coveralls undone. He has camouflage coveralls. It looks like a tree, camouflage. And he's standing over beside this tree, and out of nowhere we hear rustling in the leaves. And these two squirrels come bolting towards my dad. They run up his leg, up his back, and they jump off of his shoulder, chasing each other. And the thought, I can still close my eyes and see my dad hobbling through the woods back and forth like he had saddle rub between his legs or something like that. He was trying to pull his pants up, grab and shoot the squirrels all at the same time. Like, it was the most funny thing I have ever saw in my life. But the fact that the squirrel ran up his leg while he was peeing, that was golden. Needless to say, Dad was pretty embarrassed and shocked all at the same time. So another point in my life, me and a few cousins were playing around a creek. And we knew it was really cold water outside, so we were actually probably pushing the limits being down there by the creek at that point. And being in martial arts, I was pretty good with balance and everything. And well, he decided that he was going to try and push me into a small pool of water. And I jolted away quickly, and he ended up hitting the water. He had a hard time explaining that to his mom, because very shortly after he ended up contracted pneumonia, and he was on antibiotics for a couple of days. So I'm sure he'll be watching this and he'll know exactly who he is, but that was some of the more funny moments too. And probably one of the more highlights of my life. I can't believe I'm telling these stories, oh my god. I was up at a church service on the cemetery. They call it the Meeting on the Hill. That's a annual family reunion that we go to every year. And I'm sitting in the very front of the congregation. I'm sitting in the very front, all eyes on me. And they had a hornet's nest that I don't think that they knew that they had. And there were these mahogany red waspers that were flying around. And go figure, the family is Pentecostal. If you don't know what Pentecostal is, Google it, okay? The family's Pentecostal. So that's how I was raised. So in the middle of this preacher preaching his guts out, preaching down fire and brimstone, he did a great job. This wasper decides to land on my leg and stings me, okay? So I'm in the middle of this service, and I'm smacking my leg and bouncing around the chair and everything. And these people are going, bless him, Lord. Bless him, Lord. They thought for sure that I'd done got a hold of something. Oh my goodness. I will never in my life forget that moment. needless to say, these are just a couple of stories that I've encountered over my time, and I have just a few more I'd like to tell you. Another one of my cousins, these are all childhood stories, but they're still hilarious. I used to have a bit. I don't know where I came up with this, but I named him Timmy. I had this character that I used to be. His name was Timmy, okay? And Timmy was a special kid. And me and the cousins used to get together, and we would sit and laugh for hours and hours and hours. Well, we were sitting at the kitchen table one time, and I'm sitting across from my cousin, and I'm going to mention her name. Her name's Carolina, okay? We're sitting across from the table of each other, and we're talking, just shooting the bull, shooting the breeze, you know. And we had a lit candle sitting on the table. And after talking, we started kind of passing the candle back and forth. You know how kids do, passing the candle. So it's sliding on the table. We got a nice soft wooden table. It's nice and slick. So this candle is just going back and forth across the table. Well, she thinks it's a good idea to bolt it across the table. And now I have a lit candle in my lap. So needless to say, I about fruited out. I was afraid, being a teenager, young kid, that I was going to be burnt, of course. Thank goodness. I don't know. Just the thoughts of how I reacted is still hilarious, because I was laughing at it too. It was hilarious. But, man, I remember so many good childhood memories, just reminiscing, thinking back. And, you know, we all used to get together. And I'm going to have to find some of the old videos. I'm going to have to post these old videos, because my family has all kinds of stored old VHSs. And if I got to film it on my phone, I will. But I used to be a character when I was a kid. Those that, if you're a 90s baby, you know what the Amanda Show is, okay? We would get, and I would pull my shorts up, and I would take the string of my shorts and I would put it around my neck so it looked like overalls. And, you know, we'd goof off and play around in the living room for hours. But, man, we had a very good childhood. And, you know, there was nothing like Grandma's house. Nothing like Grandma's house. Everybody met up at Grandma's house. And, you know, that was just something that's instilled in my memory. The dates have passed where she, you know, her birthday and passing away and things. It's been a couple of years now. But, you know, I know this is a little bit more off subject of the weight loss. But, you know, just me as a kid, I had mentioned before that I used to be a little bit more quiet of a kid when I was in public. But when I was with family, I enjoyed myself very well. So I wanted you all to get to know me a little bit better. These are just some of the stories. I mean, I have hundreds of these things. These are just some of the stories that I have been through in my lifetime. And needless to say, it is some hilarious moments. So we're going to try to continue doing what we're going to call story time. I feel like story time is going to be great. So don't forget to keep God first. We'll be talking to you soon. Like, comment, enjoy the video, and hope you got a kick out of this, guys. We'll be talking to you soon. Love you.